Guys, what is going on? DC Heat here with another video, and as you see from the title, I've recently had a life-changing injury that's happened to me. I fractured my spine, the bottom of my spine, the right side of it. It's a condition called SARS. I'll play a clip of the doctor talking about it now.
All right, so the vertebrae line up like this, and between them are the discs, and that's what everybody always thinks about, are their discs and their vertebrae. But back behind are the joints. These are the facet joints, the joints that actually connect one vertebrae to another. And then this neck that exists between those areas. If you can imagine, if you just kept doing in life repeated and repeated and repeated, usually extension-based exercises, so just kind of bending back over and over. That's why it's so common in certain sports or lifters. So it's really common in like divers that are always doing back, tennis players that are always reaching back. I see these in lacrosse players that are always rotating back to throw, wrestlers that are stretching back, gymnasts that are stretching back, basketball players do a lot of lifting, stretching back. And over, what can happen is you can get a stress injury or stress reaction, and then that stress injury or the stress reaction can become a fracture, and it can actually crack and break through this area. It's somewhat common. So 1 in 20 people have this defect, have a PARS defect that exists.
Does it heal back to normal?
No, not to normal. It creates sort of a fibrous bridge, and in many times what happens is it fractures on both sides, and then you get some slippage of one vertebrae on the other, and you actually do see just a little bit of that. Call it grade 1. But if you were sort of drawing a line down like this, see how these vertebrae are, kind of in a line? Then this one, it's hard because there's such a bend going on here, but there is just a slight amount, only a couple millimeters, but just a slight amount of what we call spondylolisthesis, meaning that this vertebrae is just, see how right here? See how it's just a little bit slid forward, potentially from here? And you can see it's because of this break that exists right here, this defect. So here's the neck right here. You can kind of see it right here. Here's the neck right here. You can see it right here. See how this neck is fractured? Can you see it? I don't know if you can or not.
No.
But if you see there, very clear right here on this side. But we see this in the teenage years. So this is kind of it's during these growth phases. It's during the massive activity years of your life, this type of stuff. Now, you'll be able to live with this. People return to full activity from this. They return to full sport participation after this, but it often does require a significant amount of time before you get back, compared to like a muscle strain that might keep you out for a week. If this is brand new, if you never had this before until now, the average time to return back to full activity is about 3 months.
Jesus.
If this is kind of old and you just exacerbated this and you made it just worse from now, you may be able to get back sometime in the next 4 to 8 weeks. But generally this takes a couple of months to get all the way back.
Before you're totally pain-free.
Before you're totally back to being able to kind of go back to unrestricted activity.
So usually, is this something I might have to deal with my whole life?
You could have exacerbations of this, and you'll have to kind of be careful when you notice that it's starting to bug you a little bit. You might just have to back off. But that doesn't mean that every time you have it, you're going to be like out for like 2 months. Okay. So step one is shut everything down. All right. So you have pain right now when you're just walking around, right? Yeah. Okay. So we need that to go away. Okay. So step 1 is we shut everything down, and we get your baseline pain when you're just doing nothing to go away. This can take anywhere from kind of 2 to 4 weeks. Sometimes this takes a little while just for you to just feel good just in life, all right? Once stage 1 is kind of over and you start feeling good and it's not bothering with you, I'll test you with a couple of things. Test you with, for example, doing sit-ups, test you bending your back a little bit. Are those things now comfortable? Do they bother you anymore? If the answer is no, then I can have you start getting into a little bit of kind of like walking to light jogging and biking for exercise.
As you see, it's pretty serious, and it's been real scary for me because so much of my life is just about basketball and working out and training, and it's just like I've kind of like in a sense built my life around it with this YouTube stuff, and my future is so oriented around it. So it is something that athletes do have. You know, you just have to manage it, be very careful. There is a chance that it won't heal, but it's a small chance, and I'm having faith, you know what I mean? And if it doesn't heal, then we'll overcome that, you know what I mean? And I'll have to adjust to that and adapt to that and change my life accordingly. But for the time being, I'm just staying in the present, trying to work at what I can work at right now, take this time to focus on my mental health, just learn a lot just about philosophy and things I'm interested in, watch my basketball videos back, see what I can improve in my basketball videos. I've been improving my editing, trying to use this time as productively as I can, because I've been really focused on my training and athleticism and my basketball, and now I've kind of taken a step back from that, focus more on my mental health and my mentality and my mind. I got this news about 3-4 days ago, and I've just been processing it and adjusting to this new lifestyle. I'll most likely be out for a little over a month, and then slowly get back into my old routines. And I'm going to use this opportunity as the time to branch out my content. What I would really like to be doing is basketball videos, pranks, and vlogs, and kind of just mashing those all into one type of video. But it's not good to have no contrast in your business, so I'm trying to have my content as diverse as possible. And that's what I'm using this time to do. I'm going to be doing a lot of sit-down videos, a lot of new stuff. Probably won't pull views. I'm not focused on the views at all. I just want to make good content and entertain my supporters. And also, the first step to growing on YouTube is finding the content that you love. So I'm going to be experimenting with new types of videos, seeing what I love, and once I have that down and I have the content I love and I know how to make it, then I can market it well, and then, you know, we'll be worried about the views. Another thing, YouTube is pulling some whack stuff. As you saw, if you haven't seen my 3v3 video, my 3v3 basketball video, one of the best basketball videos I've dropped ever, I think. That video went very hard, but we cursed in the video probably pulled 20-something thousand in 3 hours. It didn't probably do it, it actually did that. Here, I'll show the analytics right now. As you see, the video is doing better than most of my other videos. It's actually doing better than what the better side of my normal graph, my estimated graph, is doing. It's exceeding that, right, in the first few hours. And then it's like someone at YouTube saw the video was doing really well and decided, do we plaster this video around the site, which is what usually happens after a video does really well in the first few hours, or do we bury this video? And what they did was they saw that there's a lot of cursing, and decided to bury the video. Now, I don't know this. This is just an estimated guess based off YouTube's algorithm and what they tend to be doing, and also off what they've been doing with, here, I'll flash a clip right now.
Here is yesterday's video. Okay, so you can see here that it was performing exceptionally well. The gray area is the average, and then after the 4-hour mark, it's like a flatlined heart rate. YouTube just crushed it.
As you see, he's got inappropriate content, and the same thing happened with him. I also had a conversation with Devontae Friga. His videos were doing real well, and he recently started cursing, and then they'll just plateau out of nowhere. So it sucks because I can't be as real as I would like to. Like, I take pride in just being myself on camera. The same person that's, you know, how some YouTubers are real animated, and, you know, which is fine. You know, it's good for like the kids and whatnot, but I'm just myself. Like, that's what a lot of people have told me. Like, I love how real you are. I love how you're the same person in the videos as you are in real life. And that's something I take pride in, and it kind of stinks because now I'm gonna have to say stinks and stuff like that. I mean, it's kind of a blessing in disguise, honestly, because my vocabulary is just littered with with curse words and whatnot, and you know, I would like to change that going into the future, and I would like to do that before this happens. So I guess it's gonna help me with that as well, so I can try to see it from a better perspective. But yeah, guys, I would be lying if I'm saying I'm not kind of nervous and kind of depressed at the moment, but that's just life, man. So I'm gonna overcome this just like I do everything else that comes my way. I'm very confident in that, and yeah, you guys will be seeing some different content from me. You should be excited about that. I'm excited about it, and I kind of am excited about this time I have to just focus on my mind, focus on stuff that I've been kind of putting on the back burner. You know what I mean? I got that to look forward to, and I love you guys, man. Everyone that's clicking on this video, you care about me, and I love you. So appreciate you guys watching, appreciate you guys supporting. Yeah, TZ Heat, peace.